I'm Jamie Pombianchi, and this is my major research presentation on survey technology. What is survey technology? It is an interactive technology used to collect data or information from an audience. The information or data then communicates through the internet to display the collected data in a graphical format. First, I'm going to give you a brief history on how the basic survey transitioned into what we have now, which is survey technology. Survey research is a relatively young field, although the systematic observation of social and economic phenomenon has roots deep into history. In the 1930s through the 60s, the founders of surveys invented the basic components of the design of data collection and the tools to produce the statistical information from surveys. As they were inventing the method, they were also building the institutions that conducted the surveys in the private, academic, and government sectors. In the 60s through the 90s, the second era witnessed a vast growth in the use of the survey method. This growth was aided mostly by the needs of the U.S. government. Today, which is known as the third era, has witnessed the growth of alternative modes of data collection and the growth of continuously produced processed data from digital systems in all sectors, especially the internet. Throughout each era, survey research methods adapted to the changes in society and exploited new technologies when they proved valuable to the field. Today, survey technology has evolved into a very important teaching source for educators and is used in a variety of ways. How does survey technology work? Although there are several different types of survey technology, they are all similar in their primary goal, which ultimately is to provide teachers with immediate feedback on how their students are learning and understand what is being taught. Survey technology is available to anyone who has internet access or a mobile device or type of computer, and in some schools they invest in these things called clickers, which are used with a certain type of survey software. And they usually can be a bit pricey from what I've researched. Teachers use the internet by going to their chosen survey website where they can create questions based on their lessons. Students then connect their devices to the internet and enter their access codes on the same survey website. Different types of questions, such as multiple choice, open response, true, false, are then displayed for the class to see. Students will then participate in the class survey by choosing their answer via any device with internet access. The data is then compiled and is displayed for the teacher to analyze. There were a lot of different types of survey technology out there. I'm just going to tell y'all about two that I thought were super easy to download or to create an account and really easy to create questions for your students. The first one is Go Soapbox. This is actually the website that you can go to. You sign in. I actually created an account and it was so easy. It was a shame that I didn't have anyone to take the survey. Then the next one I'm going to tell you about is Poll Everywhere. I thought it had a little bit more to it. It had this open response type questions, and it just looked like it would be really useful in the classroom. Both of these types of technology are used to aid teachers in digitally engaging students in order for them to gain insight into their students' comprehension and mastery. So first of all, I'm going to let you see a little instructional video on each of these, just so you can get a better idea of what it is they do.
Does this remind you of your classroom? As a teacher, it's impossible to address questions that are never voiced, and it can be frustrating having to call on the same students over and over. You have limited ways to assess student comprehension, and you usually can't see common pain points until after an exam is given. Why is this so hard? As a student, participating in class can be stressful. Students don't always feel up to speaking in front of peers or don't want to admit they don't know something. Barriers to participation exist in every classroom. Go Soapbox destroys these barriers. Go Soapbox is a web-based application used during class to keep students engaged, giving you, the teacher, insight into student comprehension that was never before possible. With Go Soapbox, students can anonymously ask questions, complete quizzes, participate in discussions, and indicate confusion, all in real time, from any computer, tablet, or smartphone. Go Soapbox makes it easy for you to access and organize all of this information. And you'll have access to data that you've never had before. We've tried to make Go Soapbox as simple and intuitive as possible, and it only takes 5 minutes to learn the basics. So start breaking down your classroom's barriers and give all of your students a voice with Go Soapbox.
And the next video I'm going to show you guys is Poll Everywhere. It's really, the end of it is really the most important part because they do give you a little example of what it actually looks like. So just take a look at this. That was just a little look at the different types of survey technology. I just fell in love with both of them. It's just so neat. I didn't even know that you could do that kind of stuff until this research. How is it used in the classroom? Real-time polls can be used at the elementary level to access basic understanding. For example, Common Core mathematics stresses that students will learn concepts in a more organized way across all grades. A problem may be presented to a student in the following way. Is this equation true or false? 4 plus 1 equals 5 plus 2. Using survey technology, a teacher can create a true or false poll based on a recent lesson to gauge her students' mastery on the concept of adding and subtracting. In an instant, she will be able to access each student's knowledge on the subject and adjust her lesson accordingly. At the middle to high school level, the survey types can expand to include open response questions, kind of like how they showed at the end of that Poll Everywhere video. Common Core English Language Arts standards ask that students be able to read stories and literature as well as complex texts that provide facts and background knowledge in areas such as science and social studies. Following Common Core standards, the following open response poll question could be presented to a student in middle school as follows. In your earlier reading of Confetti Girl, what is the meaning of the word sarcasm as it is used in the story? Through survey technology, this type of question could be up for discussion among the class, and at this time, give students that particularly don't like to speak in class an outlet to participate without feeling as much pressure, all the while allowing the teacher to assess student access into the student's knowledge base on the subject. In conclusion, educators know that teaching is not a one-way street, and that getting students involved and engaged is key to helping them learn and understand what is being taught. Survey technology is an amazing advancement in education, whose goals are just that: keep the students focused while learning and comprehending. Survey technology is ever evolving and changing as technology advances. I believe survey technology can and will be an integral part of an educator's lesson plan, and now in the future to come. Now, I'm going to give you a look at my reflective paper. And my bibliography.